What is going on, Adventure Nation? I hope you're well no matter where in the world you are. Today is a travel day. We're heading to Washington, D.C., and this is the Motorhome Experiment. We are leaving the historic triangle of Williamsburg, Yorktown, and Jamestown. Almost forgot where I was. And heading up to Washington, D.C. It was really cool here. The campground was a little tight for us.
Well, our spot specifically, we happen to be, I think, the only corner in the entire campground that is kind of crowded. So if you will come to this campground, it's not a bad campground. It's actually great, and they have a pool to be a county campground and all that. And the water and electric sites, right?
Yeah, water and electric sites were really well spaced out, very grassy and nice.
They have a lot of privacy, so I highly recommend those ones.
It's just the full hookup sites were kind of packed, especially that for whatever reason, instead of spacing the campers out in the sites, they just kind of packed everybody into one corner. So, and you know, us being antisocial, we like it when there's a little bit more space between campers.
But it was a nice campground.
Very nice, yeah, and extremely handy to the triangle.
Yeah, it was $45 a night plus tax, so $50 by the time you're done. That's full hookups. The water electric, I think they're 38. The electric only 32, something like that.
And the one thing we didn't get to do yesterday was Jamestown. We're gonna swing in there today. It's a national park. We're just gonna swing in. I don't think we're gonna do a whole lot. We just want to see it, and then we'll head on up the road because we've got big plans for trying to get as much done in Washington as we can. So
yes,
let's do it. Okay, it is Sunday here in the Williamsburg, Jamestown, Yorktown area. So venturing into Jamestown today is going to be a little bit busy, to say the least. But we're going to do a very, very brief visit here because we have to get up the road to DC. So we're going to probably spend an hour here tops. And then we'll probably have to come back again next time. So when you first arrive here at the Jamestown settlement, there is a visitor center. It's a national park. So if you actually have a national park pass, one of the interagency passes or the other passes, you get a discount. It's not a free attraction, but you do get a discount.
It's from $14, that is the regular admission. If you don't have the pass, America the Beautiful, to $5.
So saves you a bit of money. And inside there's a 17-minute film, explains a lot of the history of Jamestown, why it's here, and there's some artifacts in there, like a little mini museum as well. Very cool stuff. You could spend a half a day just in there looking at the artifacts and reading all of that, but because of time constraints, we're going to come out and just walk the settlement and see what we can find.
And the ticket also gives you access to the Yorktown battlefield.
Yes.
So, 2-in-1.
Are you overwhelmed yet?
Overload of information.
Okay, so all of these foundations here, this is pretty cool. They paint them white like this because these are not the original foundations. These are replications of the foundations underneath. When they unearthed them originally, the foundations started to weather and go bad. And so they reburied them and then put these on top as renderings of what is underneath. Pretty smart folks. And I had to park so far out in the back 40 that we decided that we would ride the bikes over to the visitor center. Did you enjoy Jamestown?
I did. Very interesting.
We are the only RV parked out here in RV parking, none over there. We're in like the extreme far additional parking. We've got this national park passport thing that you get stamped when you get to national parks. Jamestown is one of those. We forgot to get our stamp, so Lori's running in to get it stamped now. That's pretty geeky, but Jamestown was pretty cool. All right, Lori and I have got our Jamestown National Park stamp, so now we can head out of here. And we want to talk about the entire area really quick in Jamestown, and then we're done with this area and we're moving on to Washington, D.C. So, what was our misnomer about Jamestown, Lori?
Well, when you hear, or when I heard Jamestown, I think about a town, an actual town, kind of like Williamsburg or Georgetown and all that. And to find out that it's not an actual town, it is a national park with historic sites, from what it used to be a town in the 1600s, 1700s.
Right, it's an archaeological dig site.
Yes.
So it's really pretty cool.
Still current. I mean, we were walking around and they're still digging. So that's kind of cool to see. So you don't plan on staying or eating or anything like that. Jamestown, the actual town, is just the town.
Right, they do have a cafe out there. We didn't even check it out. We were only here for a few hours. I would think this is easily a half a day event. So what my suggestion would be is you could probably do a half a day here, a half a day in Yorktown, and then a full day in Williamsburg, and you could have this whole area done in a couple of days, maybe 3 days tops.
I would say 2 days, the way you said it. Half day, and then one full day Williamsburg, like from early in the morning.
You can see over there on the left, you might have just caught it on camera, the ships from the Jamestown settlement. Now the Jamestown settlement is a living history museum. It was built by somebody to give you what Jamestown may have looked like back then. We would have liked to have checked it out, but we're heading north and want to get up the road, so we're not going to do that this time. And it's got 3 ships there, replicas of the 3 ships that sailed over here to settle in Jamestown. So that probably would have been pretty cool, but it's a complete replica of what they figure Jamestown may have been. So it is not a historic representation, or it's a historic representation, but it's not not the historic site. Yeah, so that's the difference between Jamestown and Jamestown settlement. Jamestown is the actual historic site. Jamestown settlement is a replica of that site. California stop there on the Parkway. The Parkway is really cool. It connects those 3 parts of the triangle, Jamestown, Williamsburg, and Yorktown, without getting out onto any main streets. It's really pretty, and you saw that in the video yesterday, some of it.
It's 23 miles of just beautiful road.
Yeah.
So that's a great way to get around.
This is where America started. The nation began, according to our history books, And now we're gonna head up to Washington, D.C., where our nation has been destroyed. I'm kidding. Is now our current nation's capital, as you well know. And there's a boatload of history up there as well, and we look forward to seeing that stuff too. They have all these original ginger ales and things like that available here. And so we got this one. Probably not the smartest thing to be driving and drinking this. Looks a little suspicious.
I'm more when you were showing it how you are right now.
Yeah, like. Do you think this will get me pulled over? Probably. It's like, hey, it's that crazy guy in the RVs driving around drinking a beer. This is King's Arms Ginger Ale. Quite, not quite the bite of Berners, you're right. In today's English lesson, we're going to talk about the word burg, as in Williamsburg, Fredericksburg, and so on and so forth. I figured there must be a reason for the word burg to be put on the end of these towns, and we looked it up, and burg stands for an ancient or medieval walled city or fortress. And in modern times, it also means town or city. Hence, Williamsburg, Fredericksburg is either a walled fortress or most likely just a modern town or city. End lesson. Little bit of a traffic backup here on 301 North, coming into a little town or in a little community I think called Hoos. H-O-O-E-S. Who's? Who knows? Lorraine and I have been playing auto bingo. I am at a big disadvantage because I'm driving and I can't just look around. I think she should be blindfolded. That's just me. She seems to think that would be unfair. I don't know. We are not going to make Washington, D.C. probably tonight.
I think we can.
We might stay somewhere short. You think we can?
I think we can still.
But we're going to be we're going to overnight, do some kind of black topping. Either Cracker Barrel or something like that. Cracker Barrel would be good for breakfast tomorrow. We haven't done Cracker Barrel in a while.
I don't know, it's very hot right now.
It is very hot. Walmart, I don't want to do that. I want to do somewhere quiet, tranquil.
So Cracker Barrel is your...
Cracker Barrel closes at 10. So it's always quieter.
What about the campground?
Unless it's near our freeway. Well, it could be a campground. If we make it to the campground, great, but I don't know if we'll be able to check in to the county campground at this time of night. So we'll see.
Have after hours too.
No, they might just lock the gate. But onward and upward on 301 North, crossing the Potomac.
Do you know we're not staying in Washington, D.C.?
We're staying outside of Washington, D.C.
We're going to stay in Maryland. We're going to be going to Washington, D.C. This is where the county park is.
Oh, okay. Yes, I forget that D.C. is a small area. We're staying in Maryland, commuting into D.C. Yes. Correct. We are now going to be leaving the great state of Virginia, heading across the Potomac River, and we will be entering the great state of Maryland. Welcome to Maryland! Woo! I think we missed the last state when we crossed into Virginia. We missed that one, but
Well, it was a tiny sign.
Yeah.
It was a tiny road.
there's a tiny road. That was not one of our favorite bridges. That one,
Oh, no.
not good.
Make my hands sweat.
All right, so we're gonna call this day here in this beautiful green space just outside of Washington, D.C. No, it's really not. It's
a beautiful green space, but it's in a parking lot.
It's parking lot. We're at Cracker Barrel. We're just outside of Washington, and we're gonna call it today. But we'll pick it back up with you guys again tomorrow. Bring you into Washington with us.
See you guys tomorrow.
See ya. Ozzy's enjoying his time here at Cracker Barrel as well. He doesn't care that we're going to Washington tomorrow. He doesn't care about all the cool stuff we're gonna see.
He's just like sniffing all the plants and everything.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't eat any of them poisonous. I think they're smarter than that. I don't know.
Cats are smarter than us. For the most part. Nah, actually they're not.
They are.
Alright, I gotta get some work done. What is going on, Adventure Nation? I am feeling like hell this morning. But it's time to suck it up, Buttercup, because we've still got a little ways to go up to Washington, D.C. Sometimes we don't feel our best, but we have to keep trucking. And
I blame it on the fact that we have bugs in the RV last night, and he just like fogged it with that natural thing everywhere.
probably poisoned
And
myself.
probably poisoning himself. Yeah.
So you're saying I'm a mosquito, like I'm an insect?
No, I'm just saying that you overdid it.
It said it was safe for children and pets.
Oh, okay, yeah. Not for you.
You're fine, Ozzy's fine. Well, I don't know, Ozzy hasn't said anything yet, but he seems to be fine. But we're going to roll up to DC. We're only a few miles from the campground, but we got in here a little bit too late to check in there, so we're going to roll up and see if we can check in a little bit early. We've also got to do some mail today. We've also got to do some laundry today.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, so let's roll. As we start getting up into the bigger cities in the Northeast, I'm going to have to start getting used to this stuff. You guys saw how excited Lorraine and I were when we saw that first lightning bug, or we called them fireflies when we were kids, in Williamsburg. The campground we're at here, Louise, Cosca, just outside of Washington, has got them everywhere out here. So hopefully I'll be able to capture some of that. I don't know how it will come out on video, but it's absolutely amazing. I can see one flying right in front of me. And there he lights up. You can just see it all through the trees. You'll see sparks, look like little sparks all lighting up. It's incredible. I can't wait till it gets a little darker. I just didn't think it would film if I waited till it was darker. If this is your first time here, you should subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on everything that we're doing, all of our travels. You'll find some places that you want to visit, some things that you want to avoid, but either way, that's pretty cool. And it would be equally as awesome if you liked the video. And we'll see you guys again next time. Bye now.
Bye, guys.
They have all of these, like, ginger ale. Into late. Into it. Why can't I say the word today? That's like so easy. In today's.